Hi, good morning, happy Sunday, happy Easter. So this morning we will start in a comfortable seat. Before you sit down, if there are any types of props that you want to utilize, blocks, blankets, if you have straps, that's cool. But if you don't have access to those, feel free to grab some larger size books. Those work great to bring the floor to you. Instead of straps, you could take a husband's tie or your own scarf. Again, not necessary, but these are just things that you may want to use. Blankets or pillows to fill up gaps in space, or just to sit upon. I like to have my tail resting upon a blanket and my knees. I have gentle knees, so I need the little cushion on them. Having some water handy, and I'm going to play some light music, but I want you to hear my voice more importantly. So if you want to take another device behind you and place on some soft, gentle music or whatever music helps you calm down and stay peaceful, feel free to do that now as well. So let's start with a nice comfortable seat, whatever it is that you find comfortable. So I find comfort with my legs crossed. Some may like their legs extended. You may also like your knees bent, sitting upon your heels. So wherever it is that you find comfort, allow yourself to go there now. And take that flesh away from your sits bone. So we move out all of that meaty portion to really ground down to the earth. Lengthen through your crown so it feels like you're being pulled in two directions. Hands are down for now. Your long shoulders drop down, so no arching of your spine. We want to stack vertebrae upon vertebrae. Gently close your eyes. Begin to take some nice cleansing breaths here. Some inhales and some exhales. And just begin to settle into this space. Settle into this space here. Settle into your mat, settle into your practice. The palms are down for now just to form a grounding reaction. And as we begin to connect to our physical self, start to do a body scan here. Noticing any places that you may be holding on to tension. And once you acknowledge that tension, see if it's some deep tension that maybe needs a little releasing throughout the class, some work, or if it's some superficial tension that we could soften here and now. So maybe there's a furrowing in the brow, a clenching in the jaw. Allow that to happen. Shoulders drop down, belly is soft here. So that way, that superficial tension is moved off to the side, allowing our attention to focus more upon that deeper tension. You begin to flip your palms up to the sky. You could take a mudra where you bend your index finger and place your thumb down upon it. Or if you prefer to cradle your hands in your lap, that is always an option as well. So just allowing those hands to be wherever you want them to be. And now let's work our way up to our mind, our mental sheath, our Manamaya Kosha. Notice any chatter that's happening up here. Maybe you're thinking of all the things you have to get done today. Maybe you're thinking that you have nothing to do today. It's been kind of nice having no agenda and just letting us go with the flow of life, realizing that we have no control. But appreciating that. just being in the moment, connected to the more important, the slower, the smaller things in life. And realizing that those smaller things are actually the greater things. As we begin to find comfort here, feel the breath starting to get longer and deeper. And as you breathe here, you can keep your breath natural, just seamlessly flowing, inhale and exhale. Or you could begin to draw even more attention to it by starting our 3-part belly breath, that Dirga breath. On the inhale, you're flowing deep into that belly. Feel it really press out. Once there's no more space left in the belly, the breath comes into the ribs. And then finally the chest. On the exhale, release from the chest first, then the ribs, and finally the belly. So this is our Dirga breath. And if at any point you want to layer on top your Ujjayi breath, that ocean breath with a slight constriction in the back of your throat, allow yourself to flow there. And realize with each inhale, if you're practicing your Dirga breath or your Ujjayi breath, that it's not just the belly, the ribs, and the chest that are moving, it's also the entire torso, so the lower back, the mid back, the upper back. Feeling yourself getting larger and larger. Letting your energy flow. Letting your energy shield get bigger. Maybe you can see your energy force around you. Maybe you can see those vibrations with each inhale pushing out further and further into the world around you. Let that happen. We need healing energy right now, so let your healing energy expand to the world. And now also take a moment here to realize that you've been focusing so much on your inhale and your exhale, that your mind's been clear of everything else. Realizing that the breath keeps us present, the breath keeps us peaceful. On your next inhale, lengthen through the crown. So drop those shoulders, sit up a little bit taller. On the exhale, release your chin towards your chest. So the head falls forward, the back stays straight. Feeling that stretch happen from the upper back, through the neck, in through the base of the scalp. Your jaw is soft. And we're not forcing our head forward. We're allowing gravity and our exhales to deepen the stretch. Inhale, slowly start to roll your head up to center. Continue to lengthen through your crown so you're sitting up tall again. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. So drop that left shoulder down, breathing into the right side of your neck here. So you have options. Your hands could stay to your lap or your knees. You could walk the right hand out to the side. Left hand could walk to the top of the head, fingertips towards the ear. So we're never pressing down on the head. It's a light touch, but that light touch adds the softest amount of pressure that allows the stretch to deepen. And take a moment here to remind yourself that everything I offer are suggestions. It's up to you to connect to your practice, to your body, to give it whatever it is that it needs. Inhale the hands back to your left. Exhale, slowly pick your head up to center. Feel a difference from left to right here. Appreciate those differences. On your inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Drop that right shoulder down, breathing into the left side of your neck. So once again, the left fingers could stay to the left, or you could walk them out to the side. Right fingers could stay to the left, or they could walk up to the head, fingertips towards the ear. Keep the jaw soft. Inhale the hands back to the left. Exhale the head up to center. So notice if you feel a bit more balanced here. Sweep the hands behind the back. You're going to interlace your fingers and drop the hands towards the earth. Your shoulders are going to drop. Your heart is going to open. Let your gaze fall. We'll lift towards the sky, not fall, lift. And now it doesn't have to be huge here. I'm doing this early, so my neck is tight. My neck's always tight, so I have to be gentle with myself. Opening up through the front of the neck. Inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky. Connecting at the palms and lower the hands to heart center. Taking a moment here to set an intention for ourselves, set an intention for the practice ahead. What are we looking to get out of today? Where would we like it to lead us? And this intention could be for you and your practice, or maybe it's a dedication for someone else that needs your love and energy right now, and maybe you have that love and energy to give. Take a moment and share this moment with them. And now let's extend the left leg out to the side. The right leg's going to hug in nice and close. Your toes will lift to the sky. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, your left hand falls, right arm reaches over, so it's a side body stretch. We're not reaching for those toes. We're really thinking about getting through the hip, the side body out of the fingertips. Gaze wherever is comfortable. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Connecting at the palms, lower the hands to the heart. Slide that left leg out in front. So you're making a figure 4 here with your legs. And those toes lift up to the sky. Take your hands, frame your front leg. Inhale, lengthen your crown. Keep looking at those toes which are lifted to the sky. Exhale, start to walk yourself down. Now you may only move a hair, and that's fine. We're not thinking nose to knee. So no rounding of the spine here. We want to stay long through our crown. Think nose to toes. Rhymes always. And reminding yourself, so we work with the exhale. So with each inhale, we find length, and maybe you move, maybe you don't. Exhale, you can release just a little bit further. When I say release, it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical release where you're folding down. It's an energetic release, releasing some more of that tension. Giving yourself that space to move with time. Walk yourself up and pick your right knee up. Step the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. Toes are going to face forward. So you can keep this leg extended, or you could bend the left knee underneath you, whatever is best for you. Take your left arm, wrap it around that knee. So we have options here. You could take it here. Your right fingertips are going to be behind your tail, facing the wall behind you. You could sweep that left arm up by the ear, take the elbow to the outside of that knee, palm stays flexed. Whatever it is that works for you in your practice, allow your arms to float there. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, we twist the torso into the thigh. Your gaze follows. So don't force the twist, don't force the stretch. And sometimes your body gives you gentle reminders, like I was twisting a bit too much, and my back was like, ha ha ha, not today. So I had to release slightly. Inhale. Exhale, start to unwind. So if that leg is extended, start to bend it here. And now you can slide that left foot, right foot back. If your knees stack, that's great. If they don't stack, that's great as well. So your knee may be lifted, and that's okay. If you have a block, a book, a rolled up blanket, or a cushion, you could fill the gap here. But starting off, you're going to, again, adjust yourself so your hips are connected to the earth. Fingertips are down in front. Lengthen through your crown, inhale. And you may stay here on your exhale. But if it's accessible to you, you can start to walk your hands out in front. Now, as we walk, we don't want our hips to lift off the ground. We want those hips to stay grounded. And I sometimes wiggle through this just so that I can get deeper within, moving out any skin or flesh that may be in the way. Breathing into those outer hips. We hold a lot of tension in our hips, and a lot of times we don't realize it. So whether it's from sitting down doing computer work or walking, I mean, there's so much that stresses our hips out, as well as just holding on to emotional tension. So really work into releasing it. And sometimes releasing and letting go is the hardest part of it all. So we hold on to things too tight for fear that we'll forget them, or we just don't like to let go. But it's a matter of allowing yourself to let go, or giving yourself that permission. And once you give yourself the permission that it's okay to release, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, just that permission allows us to soften even the slightest bit. Let's walk ourselves up, lift through that crown, and we're going to extend that right leg out to the side. So we're just going to work our way around, and then we'll start to get off of the mat. Some of you may be like, no, I love the mat. I do too. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm over. So once again, it's that side body stretch. We're not reaching for those toes. If you're to turn your gaze slightly up, you could see under that arm, but really feeling that stretch at the hip come through the side body, out of those fingertips. So don't let your fingertips just fall. We like nice, active hands. Inhale the hands up. Bring the palms together, take them to your heart, and slide that right foot out in front. So the toes are lifted, we're making that figure four. Your right hip's pulling back, left hip is pulling forward, fingertips down. Inhale. Exhale, you can walk yourself. So I forgot to mention on the other side, but if you have that strap or that tie, or the scarf, you could always take it on the bottom of your foot and assist you to pull yourself down. Staying long through your crown. So once again, we're not folding just to fold. We want to really get into this stretch. Listening to the body, honoring the body. Honoring ourselves. Begin to walk yourself up. Pick that left knee up and cross it over. Toes are going to face forward. So again, that right leg can stay out front, or you could bend it by your side. So we're going to take that twist, taking your right arm, wrap it around, left fingertips behind the tail. If you prefer the elbow to the outer thigh with the palm facing up, you could take that as well. I am preferring this moment. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist the torso. Gaze then follows. Check your back shoulder. If it's creeping up by your ear, roll it away. Inhale. Exhale, start to unwind. So if that right leg is out in front, bend it so that it's by your side and your toes can start to point. We're going to stack those knees one on top of the other. Again, if that knee is lifted up high, that's okay. Feel free to fill the gap, or if you don't have anything, just allow that gap to be there. Adjusting yourself so your hips are connected to the earth, fingertips are down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, start to walk yourself forward if that's in your practice. You may notice a difference from side to side. Soften a little bit more through those hips. Walking the hands up, lift that chest, swing the legs behind you so that we can come to a tabletop position. So we have 6 movements of the spine, side to side. That's why we do our side body stretch. We have the twisting, and then we have the forward and back. So we're going to go through some cat and cows just to finish off these 6 movements of the spine. Hands are right under their shoulders. Fingers are spread nice and wide. All 10 toenails are connected to the earth, and you have a long, flat back here. So keep not looking under you to start. Look down in between your fingers or a little bit out in front so you have a long line. On your inhale, let that belly fall. Your heart and tail are going to lift. Your collarbones are going to separate. Your shoulder blades are going to pull together behind you. And don't feel the need to hyperextend through the neck here. On the exhale, round your spine. Tuck the hips. Turn the gaze under you. Inhale, belly down. Collarbones separate. Gaze and tail slightly lift. Exhale, round. Working that breath to movement. Inhale, find your cow. Exhale, round the spine, take your cat. So you can continue with your cow and your cat with your breath. But if there's anything else that the body is calling for, some swaying of the hips, some circulating, some circling, whatever it is, I may be totally messing up that word right now. And I can't even think of the correct word. But just let your body move. Maybe you close your eyes to connect on a deeper level. And as always, give yourself what it is that you want and truly need. Our mind likes to think it knows what it needs. And I feel like it hardly ever does. The heart, the body, the soul, those are our anchors. Mine is a tricky little bugger. That's why working on connecting to the breath and finding stillness and a clear mind is so important. So just a couple more rounds here. One more full round, and then find yourself to a table. Take those hands, walk them up just a handbreadth. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Curl your toes, lift the hips. You're in your first down dog, so shoulders rock away from the ears. Hips are up nice and high, not worrying about if you have a bend to your knee or your heels are lifted, but start to walk out your legs here. Awaken up through that back body. You can nod your head yes and no here. And begin to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Knees are soft, hands towards the earth. Slowly press into your heels and lift all the way up one vertebrae upon vertebrae. Until you get up to the top, your shoulders can roll down and away. Lengthen through your crown. So feet are right under those hips. Lift your toes up, spread them wide. Looking down so you can see your mat in between each toe. With awareness, try and drop one toe down at a time. Engage those leg muscles. Hips have a nice tilt forward. Shoulders drop down. Palms are by your side. Lengthen through your crown. Close your eyes. Tadasana. Your mountain stance. This is my favorite pose. Feel all the strength of a mountain that's flowing within you right now. Connect to that strength. Maybe you even sway side to side, just feeling yourself rooted and grounded here, still and strong. You can rock forward and back, just playing with it. Maybe making some circles, my favorite word this morning. If you're making those circles, make sure you're flowing in both directions. Love your strength, love your stillness. Begin to find peace at center. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, swan dive, leading with the heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot goes back. Drop your left knee down, releasing to the top of your left foot. So the right knee stacks upon that right ankle. We're going to start some movement here. So if you want those blocks, you can take them. Inhale here. Exhale, start to extend that leg, straighten that leg. Your hip's going to pull back. It's okay if your leg doesn't straighten or if you come back further, whatever feels best for you. Inhale, come forward, lengthen through the crown, but making sure that knee never goes beyond your toes. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. So you could stay here with your back knee down, or if you prefer, you could curl your back toes, lift the back knee, staying with that same movement. So you may get a deeper stretch in that left leg. Inhaling in your lunge. Exhaling, straightening that front leg. Left hip is pulling forward, right hip pulling back. Fold. Inhale into the lunge. Exhale, straighten and fold. So again, back knee up or down, completely up to you. And I may be breathing faster or slower than you. That's why it's up to you to connect to your breath, your practice. One more full round, wherever you are. And then hold yourself with that right knee on top of the right ankle. Stepping that back foot up. So if your knee is down, curl the toes, lift the knee, and step the back foot up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up, sweep the hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot goes back. So starting off, right knee drops, release to the top of your right foot. Left knee stacks upon that left ankle. Inhale here. Exhale, sending it back as much as you'd like. Hands can walk. Inhaling forward, lengthening through your crown, shoulders drop, exhaling back. Inhale forward. Exhaling back. So again, you could keep your back knee down, or the next time you float forward, you can curl your back toes and lift the back knee and flowing through the lunge and the straightening with your breath, your movement. One more full round. The next time that your left knee comes upon that left ankle, pause. If your back knee is down, start to lift up and step the right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, sweep the hands. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep wide. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, send the feet back. So you're in your plank here, shoulders are stacked right upon those wrists, your back is nice and flat. Drop your knees, still having that tilt forward, releasing to the tops of your feet. Creases of your elbows face the front of your mat. Hug those elbows by your side as you lower all the way down. Hands are by the upper ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders roll down. Gaze is out in front. Engage your back body. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting up. So in your baby cobra, if you were to lift your hands up off of the ground, that's where you'd stay. Squeeze those elbows in, shoulders down. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale through the table. Exhale. Down dog. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Hips are up as high as you can to the sky. So if you have a bend to your knee and your tiptoes, that's okay. Inhale, rock yourself forward, high plank. Knees up or down, creases of your elbows face the front of your mat. Hug the elbows as you lower all the way down. Releasing to the tops of your feet, legs stay connected. Hands by the upper ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders drop down. Inhale to that baby cobra. You could press up a little bit higher for your cobra. Check your shoulders, are they crowding your ear? Drop them down. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, baby cobra or cobra. Press into those fingertips. Exhale, down. Inhale through a table. Exhale, curl the toes, down dog. So in your down dog, your fingers are spread nice and wide, big wide down dog hands. Fingertips press into the earth, releasing some of the strain in your wrists. Shoulders drop down away from the ears, gaze stays back towards your toes. Hips lift up as high as they can to the sky. That's why I say it's okay if you have a bend to the knee or your heels are lifted. Once your hips are as high as they can go, then you can slowly start to drop your heels to the earth. Even if it's a hair, that's okay. Inhale, lift the left toes up to the sky. So we're not opening up to the side of the room. Our hips are square. Toes may drop a little bit. Exhale, rock forward. Knee in towards your chest, rounding that spine. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw that knee in. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, rock forward. Hug that knee in. Feel your shoulder blades round forward. Look in between your hands. Plant that left foot down. Knee on top of that ankle. Right heel drops, toes turn in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pinwheel that right hand behind. Left hand is out front. So we're in our warrior two. In a warrior two, our front heel is generally in line with our back arch. Left knee stays open towards that pinky toe. You'll feel a beautiful stretch through your inner thigh. No arching of your spine here. Tuck that tailbone under. Arms are long. Left arm is out front, right arm is behind. Straight line. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, drop them down. Looking over your front fingers, flip that left palm. Left fingers lift, right hand drops back, so you're exalting your warrior. Right hand is gently placed on that back leg. You could take it off at any time and hold there. Could wrap around the back of your waist, reaching for your front pocket. And be mindful of your front knee, so it likes to fall in here. Keep it open. Gaze up or down, never straining that neck. I want to keep this body completely open, so that right hip may want to pull forward. We want to keep it open while keeping that knee open. It's a lot to think about, but it keeps you here. Inhale, float yourself back to the horizon. Bend your front elbow, hinge forward, front elbow to front knee. Right fingers are up, so we're not sinking into that shoulder, pressing throughout. Left hand is active like you're serving someone a plate of food. We're not staying here too long, but if there's any other variation that you want to take, feel free. Inhale. Exhale, float back to the horizon, this time straighten your front leg. So that right hip pulls back, flip your left palm. Left fingers lift as the right hand drops, so a reverse triangle here. Deep breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Really lengthen through those left fingers. Inhale. On the exhale, sweep forward, come back to the horizon, but pull that left arm out. Reach, 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 reach. Right hip is not pulling forward. It's staying open. So reach as far as you can, and then lower your left hand down. Right fingers are up. So we're in a triangle here. Shoulders stacked upon shoulder. If you have a block, you could use it here. You could take your hand to the outside of the leg, palm facing out. You'll feel your obliques engage. Or you could have your left hand gently resting upon that leg. So if you feel like you're crunched over because you're trying to get further than you need to, release that ego and lift up a little bit higher. Keep your heart open. We always want to keep our heart open, just to the universe, to ourselves. Don't close yourself off here. Bending your right elbow, hand comes to your hip. Turn your gaze out in front of you. We're working our way into a warrior, a half moon. Bending that front knee. Left fingers come out to teepee fingers. Find your drishti, that's your focal point, something you're footed to in front of you that's not moving. Send your weight onto that left foot. Your toes can stay connected to the earth, or they can start to flex, lifting up to hip height. Right hand could stay to your hip. Right fingers may lift to the sky. And now notice your left toes if they start to angle out one way. Try and keep your toes in front of, facing the front of your mat. Continue to breathe, fight or flight here. Our breath is our life force. Keep breathing. Stomp through that right heel. We're working our way to our warrior two. Deep bend to that front knee. Right foot's going to drop behind us, arms to the horizon. Settle in. Shoulders drop. Inhale. Exhale, pinwheel those hands up and around, popping up onto the back toes. Left foot goes back to meet the right. Now work your way through vinyasa. Bending the elbows, you could lower all the way or halfway. Inhale. Baby cobra, cobra, up dog, everything's off the ground, put the tops of your feet in your palms. Exhale. Down dog. Inhale the right toes to the sky. Again, keep those hips nice and square. Exhale, rock forward. Knee in towards your chest. Feel the core crunch. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Look in between your hands. Plant that right foot down. Dropping the left heel, toes turn in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pinwheel that left hand behind, right hand is out front. So again, front heel generally in line with that back arch. Right knee stays open towards that pinky toe. Hips are tucked, arms are long, shoulders are down. Maybe take a couple of nice deep breaths here as we settle into that warrior. Releasing everything from the other side. Just let yourself be here, connected to this side. Flip your front palm up. The right fingers will lift, left fingers drop back. Exalt that warrior, making sure that right knee doesn't fall in towards the midline. Keep it open. And left hip does not pull forward. We want to keep that open as well. Inhale, bring the arms out to the horizon. Bend your front elbow. Hinge forward, front elbow to front knee. Left fingers are up. Right hand is active like you're serving someone a plate of food. Not sinking in. Finding length throughout. Inhale, come all the way back up, straighten your front leg. So left hip pulls back, right fingers flip, right fingers up, left hand drops back. So I find that my breath starts as a Dirga breath. And as I continue to add more movement in, I find myself in an Ujjayi breath to keep it slow, to keep me present. Inhale, bring the hands back to the horizon. Reach, 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 reach. So that left hip is pulling back, right fingers are reaching. And now lower that right hand down, left fingers are up. You may notice a difference from side to side. Again, we're not sinking into that shoulder. We want to find space here. Getting ready for that half moon. Bend the left elbow, left hand to your left hip. Turn the gaze out in front of you. Find that drishti. Right fingers come out as you bend that front knee. Start to drop the right fingers down as you slide the left foot up. Left toes start to lift. Flex through them as soon as they start to lift, working its way towards hip height. Checking your right toes. Keep them faced towards the front of your mat. Breathe in. Left hand could stay to the hip. You could lift the left fingers to the sky. Allow yourself to be here, connected to your breath, connected to your body. Inhale, deep bend to that front knee as we find our way back to our last warrior two. Sink in here. Maybe you drop a little bit lower, shoulders are down. Big inhale. Exhale, pinwheel those hands up and around, popping up onto the back toes. Right foot goes back. And work your way through one more vinyasa. So lowering down at your own variation. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Drop your knees down. Great toes come together, hips back towards the heels. Find yourself into a child's pose. So in your child's pose, your knees could either be together, that'll stretch more through your spine. You could separate the knees, that'll be more into your hips, whatever it is that you prefer. You could keep your arms out long, forehead to the floor. You could find your hands to prayer behind the head, bending the elbows. Some also might like to have their arms wrap around their sides, their shoulders are round forward. Just allow that breath to deepen once more, bringing yourself back to here and now, slowing down for just a little bit longer. So you may notice that the rate and rhythm of your breath has sped up. Find those deep belly breaths here. Letting that heart rate, letting that breath slow back down. Slowly start to lift your torso up so you're sitting back upon your heels. And then send your weight to one side, sweep the legs around out front, scoot yourself to the center of your mat. Knees will be bent, feet are planted. Take your hands out in front of you, lengthen your crown, reach long, inhale. Exhale, slowly roll down. So you're going to draw your navel in towards your spine as you're rolling down one at a time. Nice and slow as you can. So you can slow it down a little bit more. Hold it. And drop. Reach long. Give yourself a big stretch here. Feels so good. Now bend those knees, plant the feet. Cross the right foot, the right leg all the way on top of the left, and pick the knees up. Reaching for your toes, your ankles, just start to pull them in. Just like when we were seated on the ground, getting into those open, getting into those outer hips. And now bring the knees in line with the hips. Keep them crossed if that's comfortable. If not, you can keep them parallel. Arms float to a T. Inhale. So the right leg's on top. Let your knees fall to the left. If you heard my back pop, that's because it's 5-something in the morning. Inhale, bring those knees up. And let's switch them. So bring the left leg on top. Draw those ankles in, draw the feet in, just pulling on them slightly. Bring the knees in line with the hips, arms float out to a T. Inhale. Exhale, let the knees fall towards the right. Again, you could have those knees stacked instead of on top of each other so they could be parallel. Breathing into the twist. Inhale those knees up. Uncross them. Now you could grab the outsides of your feet. Bottoms of your feet could stay together. Bottoms of your feet could lift towards the sky, knees towards your shoulder, hips towards the floor. Happy baby, you could rock side to side. You could always take a yogi toe grip, that's your peace fingers wrapping around your great toes. And now plant both feet down, knees will be bent, palms are down by your sides, just finding yourselves into a bridge here. So inhale, exhale, press into your heels, lift those hips up. Palms can stay down. We could interlace the fingers, drawing one shoulder under and then the other, lifting those hips up a little bit higher. Appreciating your belly breath here because you can see the rise and fall of your belly. And now notice your bridge. I want you to feel everywhere that you're tensing up. So maybe through the glutes, Maybe your hamstrings, maybe your quads, maybe everything is really tight here to hold yourself up. I want you to take a big inhale. Let that belly fill. And on the exhale, holding your bridge, I want you to soften all your muscles. Notice the way that you're doing the same thing that you just were, without probably at least 80% of the tension. Think about how many things in life we can still get done without holding on to the tension in which we do. If your hands are interlaced, release them. Inhale, roll onto your tiptoes. Exhale, start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Draw one knee into chest, and then the other gently rocking side to side. We're going to make our way down into our Shavasana, so if there's any extra layers that you might like, feel free to place on some socks, some sweatshirts, a blanket. Inhale, draw your forehead up to meet the knees. Make a tight little ball. And on the exhale, release one leg out, so you're really reaching out of that hip. Then the other, your feet splay open. One hand walks out of the shoulder, palm faces up, followed by the other. And just let the shoulders melt into your mat. Eyes are gently closed. You're just melting into the floor here. Your mat is holding you up. Everything else is releasing down. Softening through the third eye. Feel the scalp soften along with it. Your jaw is soft. Maybe your mouth is open. Just allow yourself to be. Be here. Be in this moment. Be in our breath. Be in this peace. Driving into Yellowstone Park, I switched off the radio. The sun was setting. The mountains on the other side of the road frame my view. Snow-capped mountains, their peaks touching the clouds, reflected the peach, pink, and orange of the setting sun. The clouds were beginning to change color, the way they do at twilight. Evergreens lined the road. Some stood tall, some stooped, some bent as if peeking at or beckoning the travelers along the road. The smell of pine gently filled the car. Because I'd been driving all day, I had kept the radio on to keep me alert and entertained. Now, I shut it off. As I drove, I let the silence fill the car, fill my mind, fill my soul. Before long, the colors of the sunset began to almost sing. The trees, the mountains filled me with their energy, rhythm, vibration. Certain sounds can be healing. Music, the voice of a friend, the laughter of a child. There are other times when we need to turn down the sound and listen to silence. Silence can be healing too. As the sun set and I drove through the gates of the Yellowstone Park, I realized this. The sounds of silence aren't silent. Each creation that lives sings its own song. It takes a quiet mind, a quiet soul, a quiet heart to hear these songs. Learn to listen to silence. Listen to the world around you, and the silence will sing you a beautiful song. Begin to deepen your breath, but stay here for a few moments longer. Listen to the silence around you. Maybe fall into it. Now feel free to invite small movement into your body. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, rolling wrists, rolling ankles, or maybe a gentle rock of your head from side to side. You could take a big stretch here, lengthening at both ends, or draw one knee in towards your chest and then the other. Slowly begin to make your way to your right side like you're rolling over in bed, using one arm as a pillow, placing the other hand over your heart and pausing here, reflecting upon that intention, reflecting upon that dedication that you made at the beginning of practice. Slowly begin to make your way to your last seated position. Once you find yourself there, take your hands to heart center with a gentle bow to your head. You could just pause here once again in the silence and the stillness. Or you could take a moment and send love and gratitude to yourself. Take another moment and show love and gratitude to those all around that are practicing with you this morning. Inhale, sweep the hands towards the sky. Connecting at the palms, lower your hands down to the heart, praying to always love compassionately. Bring our thumbs to our lips, praying to always speak truthfully. Finishing off with our thumbs to the third eye, praying to always see clearly. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. I hope that you have a wonderful Easter if you're celebrating today. The weather's going to be beautiful. I hope that you get outside and be in nature, just be with those loved ones. I miss you all terribly, and